We do have one confirmation, kind of. It's a refutation more-ish. It's a little bit of both. Hello, Big Show nerds. It is another episode. This one is a quickie episode, though. Emphasis on quick, just for a number of reasons. We have an event going on for Fated 42 this weekend, so that's part of it. But also, honestly, the biggest part is we just covered so much ground in the last episode, there wasn't a whole lot left for this one. That being said, thank you for joining me. I am Dustin. This is the Nerd News Headlines right here on Big Show Entertainment Network. Let's get into it. So real quick, housekeeping and shoutouts. This is going to be a quick episode. It is what it is because last episode was huge. I'm still actually dealing with the fallout of the last episode. This episode is just going to be quick, keep you up to speed on the news kind of thing, a little less on the social media for this episode. Anyway, so housekeeping is related to shoutouts today in that there are a few people who have gotten the shoutouts who are following on the social medias who are not necessarily following on the YouTube. If you want to contribute to the show, you will add another shoutout to your name. If you want a regular shoutout on the show, that is what the Patreon is for. So be sure you are heading over to patreon.com/generallynerdy and getting a producer credit or something along those lines. I think it was the $5 tier is the regular shout out tier. You get higher than that and you get more contribution credit and so on and so forth. So that being said, I'm still staying in the vein of housekeeping. We are still doing the push. We are definitely moving towards the goal. So thank you very much, nerds, for subscribing and following and doing all of the things on all of the socials. If you have not yet, please, maybe today is the day that I earn that from you because we are trying to increase the amount of quality content that we can create here on the channel. And the more followers and social media things that I have, then the more people will take me seriously so we can score some quality interviews that I'm not at the mercy of a comic book convention for, availability and so on and so forth. So shoutouts are as follows. We have on Instagram, we have Justin something, _Justin_. Thank you for the follow and for all the likes, sir. I see you. If you want to contribute again, please feel free and I will throw you another shout out. Greg Araby is the other follower on Instagram. Thank you, Greg. On Getter, we have Jess M. Baum. Welcome to the fold, Jess. And then on TikTok, Sugar Doodle, spelled with an SH and an underscore between the words. And then we also have Lucas_Cross 123. Thank you, nerds, for the follow. TV streaming, we do have one follow-up here. Unsolved Mysteries Season 3, or Volume 3, I guess, is coming out this summer of 2022. So note on your, there's no exact day in the summer of 22, so we can't really put our calendars down. But either way, once we have the exact day, I will follow up one more time. But we do know it is coming, so that's pretty awesome. We also have one new trailer. Doom Patrol Season 3 trailer has dropped. Go watch that for some Brendan Fraser awesome. And then our one piece of news has to do with Netflix, and they're doing their first annual TADUM event. I'm assuming it's going to be an annual event because that's the way they were painting it, though those words were never explicitly relayed to us. But September 25th is going to be the TADUM event, and people are actually encouraged to stream and to react in real time. Netflix has included a link. You can find that down in the show notes. You can check out how you can sign up to be part of the program so you can be an official co-streamer with Netflix. That's kind of huge, I feel like. But that's all we have for TV streaming. Movie section is our largest section, but only by a little bit. We do have one follow. Actually, it's a bunch of follow-ups. It's one category of follow-ups, but it's new movie release dates. Everything's getting bumped again. Dang it. And this is actually feeding into some rumors, which we get to into the rumors section, but we do have some new release dates. So Top Gun Maverick is moving from November 19th of this year to May 27th of next year. Then we have Mission Impossible 7 is moving from May 27th to September 30th of next year. We also have Jackass Forever is moving from October 22nd of this year to February 4th of next year. And then we have Ghostbusters Afterlife is moving just 1 week back. It's going from the 11th of November to the 19th of November. Not a big deal there, but probably a little bit better situated to be a little further away from things that are coming out before it. And then everything after it, they can't really control. So things are moving, but only, I don't know, I feel like this might be for the better, and then we'll get to the rumored movings. If I didn't mention it here, I either didn't catch it, which is not super likely because I found a few lists, or it is only rumor. So hold your horses before you comment, and we'll get to that. So that is what we have there. Next, we're moving to trailers. We finally have our first Wheel of Time trailer over on Amazon. Link down in the description. Release date for this is November 19th. We also have to touch on the Mortal Kombat Battle for the Realms movie. So this is going to be my quickie video review because I don't think we're going to get an in-depth review of this thing. So jumping right off the bat, let's give you my overall letter grade for this movie, and it is a C+. That comes from a mythology standpoint. That comes from a storytelling standpoint. It's mostly, though, the mythology. Let's get into a little bit more detail real quick. That detail, without getting too spoilery, I did spoil it a little bit for myself. I did see a singular review before I walked into this. True Underdog, I appreciate you, bud. And his review was a little, definitely brought my expectations down. So it was better than expected, at least for the first 2 acts. The first 2 acts were a very interesting retelling of the events in the Mortal Kombat mythology from Mortal Kombat 2 all the way through Mortal Kombat Deception, with a little taste of Mortal Kombat X thrown in for flavor. But it was not a clean retelling. It was not a quality retelling. It was just an interesting retelling. Let's put it that way. Once we get into Act 3, everything kind of gets thrown off the rails, and that is where this movie absolutely falls apart for a Mortal Kombat fan. And if you're not doing this under-the-radar release for the fans, then who are you doing it for? If the first 2 acts were not as strong as they are, and they're not super strong, but if they were not as strong as they are, this would easily be a fail grade on this movie. So that being said, that is where I stand on Mortal Kombat Battle of the Realms. And then our final piece of news, I honestly thought was rumor until I was able to confirm it from a legitimate source, and then the actual people involved put it up on their social media. So Black Canary is going to get her own DC Universe movie. This is another of the group of DC Universe movies that are going direct to HBO Max. So I mean, I don't know how. It just seems really weird because then we have a rumor, whatever, we'll get to the rumor. There's also a rumor around this. So we do have Jurnee Smollette coming back to play the role of Black Canary, and it is confirmed to be a continuation of the universe that was whatever universe that the Birds of Prey movie existed in, which was kind of the Snyderverse and kind of not. All at the same time, I don't know. It's a very strange situation that Warner Brothers has with their DC movies right now, and this is just furthering that strangeness, but it is apparently happening. So the writer on this is going to be Misha Green, who was the head writer, I believe, over on Lovecraft Country. So interesting to see what comes out of that as well. But that's all we got for movies, nerds. Rumor mill. All right, rumor mill is quick. We do have one confirmation, kind of. It's a refutation more-ish. It's a little bit of both. It has to do with Spider-Man No Way Home and the inclusion of Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock, to be very specific. Charlie Cox has come out very recently and said, "Those are not my arms," in the trailer. So he's being very specific. And then in an interview recently, he was asked more directly, are you in Spider-Man No Way Home? And he said he didn't want to ruin anything in either direction. So what he's saying is, I don't want to tell people I'm not in it and ruin all of the fun of speculation. And he's also kind of saying, I don't want to tell people I am in it because then I'll get sued and I will never work for Disney again. So it honestly sounds like it might be a little bit more of the former, or the latter, and less of the former, but that is strictly speculation. Just watching the interview happen was like, all right, it seems like, and this is very much my nerd hopes just getting really high, but it seems like he's trying to hide something. So that is what we have there. So let's get into release date rumors. We do have two of them. Eternals and Venom are both, actually three. Eternals, Venom, and Morbius are all three being rumored to potentially get pushed back. The Morbius and Venom rumors are one rumor, and then the Eternals rumor is a different rumor. So if Shang-Chi does poorly this weekend, then the rumor goes that they're going to push Eternals back. For what reason, the rumor does not go on to say. It is presumed that it will be for reshoots so they can redo whatever was broken, according to how Shang-Chi goes. I really can't put a lot of stake into that part of it specifically. I do understand that if they get a poor turnout in physical theaters, then they're going to try and chalk it up to the Kuvi. So that may be potentially likely a reason to push it back, but editing to do some more reshoots, I don't buy that. So likelihood that Eternals will get bumped back, I think, is a little less than half. I'm gonna put that at about 40% likelihood, just because, yeah, sources and like, it seems like Disney's on this track to try and get things going, even if they have to take a couple of L's. The other rumor that is involved here is the Venom and Morbius rumor. So the rumor goes on to say that Morbius very well could be pushed back a little further, and Venom could take Morbius's spot, because Venom, is supposed to come out sometime a little bit sooner than Morbius. This seems a little likely. I feel like Sony is not in the way of wanting to take a couple L's in the process of trying to restart the video or the movie economy. So I feel like that's a little bit more likely. We're going to put that one just over halfway there. We're going to go about 60% on that. Our final piece for the entire episode is that Black Canary rumor that I was teasing just a moment ago. In the movie section, Black Canary, the rumor goes that she will be the new leader of the Justice League. Why would this? So the reason I cringe is because this kind of lines up with some of the checklist garbage that we've been dealing with for the last little while. Part of the reason why the theatrical releases are not doing so well is because of all of this, because they're not doing actual comic book things. They're doing more social justice minded things. And while I totally understand the logic or the desire behind it, there is no logic behind it. Anyway, this is going to go a little bit higher than I want it to, but there is one big thing playing against this rumor, and that is the fact that it is getting released exclusively to HBO Max. There is no planned release, as far as I can see at this moment in time. There is no planned theatrical release for this Black Canary movie, which means probably not going to be a significant part of the DC movie universe going forward. I could be wrong, but again, if they're continuing something that is even kind of related to the Snyderverse with this movie, also another thing playing against it in this rumor. So rumor likelihood, I'm putting this one at I talked myself up just slightly, 35% likelihood that this is a legitimate rumor. Though the Black Canary movie happening honestly took me by surprise anyway. So anything is freaking possible at this point, but that's what we've got for you today, nerds. Nerds. That does it for this episode of Headlines Nerds. For more in-depth conversation on the nerd news, or just to join me in all of my generally nerdy endeavors, then join me on my personal YouTube channel, Generally Nerdy. While you're here, though, don't forget to click that thumbs up button and do all of the things. Whatever platform you're on, let us know you like what's going on here, and definitely stay tuned for the other things that are about to drop, because I keep saying it and you guys keep getting little tastes if you're following us, but it is about to happen. So thank you very much, nerds. We're going to go now. Before we do, don't forget to tune in next time for all that's happening across the nerd world.